I've been lucky enough to work with Mohammed and also his software engineer Honore quite a bit over the last year, and
Uh-huh.
they're blowing my mind with the capabilities uh, of Artilla and just the um, this agency program is really a fantastic opportunity.
Mm,
I think we need to make sure that people know that you do not have to be a developer or a software engineer to be
to take
a
take that.
productive member of the team. But it's
Mm,
fascinating what they can do.
mm. So, have you got any specifically technical knowledge, or you just saw the opportunity, used the team to put everything together, and you front
Exactly.
everything?
Yeah, yeah. I was a customer, and I came uh, to Mohammed and as a customer because it was one of the tools that I purchased on AppSumo. Like I'm sure many of you,
Hmm.
I've I've become quite the AppSumo addict actually. So I have to I'm a
I
12
know.
program to get
I
myself out.
I I
Of
also go to AppSumo or us.
That's it's but it's been no, it's been wonderful. They were nice enough to spend a lot of time with me on building automations for new to media, and
Hmm.
that has allowed us to create content for many cities. We have a bunch of websites that we're trying to create content for so that we can um, create leads and other opportunities for businesses in these cities. But I'm in along the way and learning about the capabilities
Hmm.
of systems and about learning not just about automations, but
Hmm.
how unique and how powerful the Artilla system is, even compared to other automation software.
Yeah.
I said I've got to get involved in this. I mean, and because I am not the most incredible salesperson, but even I can sell this. I mean, this is
Mm,
you can when you can have a great team build build something special for you, and you actually get licensing rights to it after you build it. So it was like, okay, let me get this straight. You're going to build something that helps my business, and it's going to be a one-time cost, and I'm going to get all kinds of value from it over and above what these other softwares wanted to charge me forever for, and then
mhm,
saving me the money on this tool. Then you're going to give me the ability to license it so that other people in my industry can pay me to use what they built for me. um,
mm,
I'll do that. Yeah, and so that's what's so incredible about this is so many people are going in this agency program are going to have the ability to go out and help businesses save lots and lots of cash flow by doing these custom builds instead of paying thousands of dollars forever. So we're going to go in, we're going to help these businesses save lots of money. And then
mm,
on top of us getting paid well to help them save lots of money, then we
mm,
all have the opportunity to license, or the client has the ability to license what they built and
mm,
maybe get paid for other people in their industry using it. It's pretty amazing.
mm. No, it is for sure. There's no
Thank you.
two ways about it. Okay, Mohammed, how much did you pay him?
That's the thing. He actually, technically, he paid us. We exchange value in time. No,
Yeah.
Zach is such a wonderful person. At so many levels, at the human level, at the business level. He's such a great person, and he took the effort to come down to Florida, to West Palm Beach when I was at the event, and
Mhm,
we met and we had a nice dinner. We talked. So I think it's a very interesting and very powerful person to know for you guys who are around Georgia State and even in the US. And Zach actually gave us a lot of feedback on how to drive this agency program forward, because we were a bit hesitating. Do we have enough value? Is this going to work? We're just a software, so we're supposed to just provide the software, but then there's so many things you can do with the software.
mm,
So it crystallized, and thank you, Zach, for those inputs. And maybe I can use this as a segue to share my screen and the agenda.
Can I just say one other thing before you get started, Mohammed?
Of course, please. Of course.
Again, Mohammed has done such a great job. He and his partners have done such a great job of not just creating something that provides great value for the end user, for the customer, by making it unique and giving them the ability to license the software on their own. That's a very big deal. But secondly, what he's doing in this agency program is very similar. He's giving the people that become these master agents, well, and even the agents, even if they're not investing, but if they become a master agent, they are essentially, it's like they're getting equity in the company, because they're getting a territory from which they are going to get business that they will not even necessarily prospect for. Now that will require some time and investment in their knowledge and learning how to serve the clients, but he's giving people an opportunity to be a part of the growth of this company. It's almost like, I mean, in my other business, I'm a financial advisor. I help people with their investments, and we're buying stocks and such. But it is like you're getting that. It's like you're getting equity in a company, because you're investing in a territory, and you're going to participate in the growth of what happens at Artilla. So
no, thank you, Zach. That's exactly what we want, because we want to stay focused on building the software and keeping it strong, and we want to rely on strategic partnerships like you, Zach, like any master agent, to grow the services and the product. So yeah, it is somehow a positioning like almost like an equity, maybe not an equity in papers, but
it creates loyalty. I wanted,
exactly.
I was hoping that Mohammed could create a system that would create loyalty with the customers and with the agents, and he's done that. So it's
And thank you again, Zach. So I'm going to share my screen, and then we'll try to have as much time as possible for questions and answers. But Zach preceded us. We wanted to do a rapid intro of the agents, master agents, normal agents, and the newcomers. So that was the first point. And then I wanted to show you guys a quick idea on a small roadmap, what we can do in December, and then what we can do together in Q1 of 2025. And then we can talk, what should we calibrate, what should we prioritize in terms of knowledge, materials, and then open up the floor for questions and answers. So that's the quick agenda. And I stop sharing my screen, and let's go back to see the beautiful faces of our people. So Zach, you pretty much introduced yourself, but let me just give some guidelines on how each one of us can introduce yourself. So, like Zach introduced, we are all here to share. We as Artilla, but also you as agents and master agents. So I know that every one of you has a location where you have good knowledge of that location, that city, that area, that state, that country. And most of you have at least one or two specialties where you're good at. So, for example, Zach, financial advisory plus web marketing with new to media. And what we want is that we want also to promote you guys between us. So if I have an opportunity for somebody who needs something that Zach has as a service or as a product, I want to introduce Zach. If somebody wants automation or even automation for Salesforce or services for Salesforce, we have Nabil. Nabil is a fantastic Salesforce expert. He can develop very complex Salesforce projects, and he can incubate in it Artilla automations where it's needed. And then Eli, you also have business coaching, and especially in their field. So if you guys agree, it would be nice that each one of you can introduce yourself personally, your name, where your location, but also what do you have as an added value that we can promote for you as a network. And then a fourth point, what kind of things are you waiting for or are you hoping to get with this program, so that we know roughly. And then what we want to do is that we will go through this video, and then we will create linkages between you guys. So we want to create nodes like around Atlanta. That will be with Zach. And then we have in Texas, we have in Latin America, Asia. We want to create nodes around the master agents. And that's what we will use for introduction. So that's the rule. Maybe I forgot something. If not, let's start. So Zach, because you're the first, maybe you can just finish up and add up some points on how you introduced yourself already.
Oh, sure. Meaning, how did I connect, or?
No, I mean, introduce yourself, like who you are,
Oh, sure.
what you do, your two main businesses,
Yes.
so that we can do linkages.
Yes, sir. Yeah, my main business is financial advisory, helping clients with their investment management, and that's why I'm back down in Florida. I'm meeting a client in the Miami area to do an investments review with them. But about 4 years ago, I decided that I was a good financial advisor, but I wasn't very good at marketing, and I decided that I wanted to become a better marketer. And so I decided I wanted to create a marketing agency. After a little bit of time, we transitioned away from just using WordPress to using Go High Level, and I've learned a ton about the marketing and digital marketing industry over the last almost 4 years. It's been so much fun. It's wonderful to work in an area that is very different from the thing you've done for 25 years. So much more creative excitement, and I've learned a lot, in particular, about the technology that's used in the industry. And Artilla is the tool, absolutely the tool that has made the biggest impact for giving us the ability to scale, because we're trying to do something in 300 locations all over the world. We're focused on the U.S., but we even have 50 sites outside of the U.S. that we're trying to create content for. And Artilla, the ability to create automations and do a number of other things with automations is what made our scale possible. So,
and Zach, this business is called new2media.com. Is that correct?
Yeah, New2 Media. So it's NEWTO Media, and we are focused on, in particular, doing marketing for businesses that have salespeople. So real estate agents, home service businesses. And what we do that's a little bit unique is many of those businesses pay us on a revenue share. So they don't necessarily have to pay us lots of money each month. But I'm using Go High Level really more for our own use, because it's like we are hunters for the client, and they pay us when we bring them a client.
Excellent.
Yeah, but Artilla is what makes it possible.
No, it's we will cover this more, because I think you have a very nice service with actually a high intensity automation, because you drive a lot of content. We will share more about what Zach does, but I believe that if you guys know somebody who is moving from a state to another and they're looking for new service providers, Zach has put all these businesses on the map, so you can find professionals around an area and get a lot of information about an area.
Yeah, we're trying to compete with companies like Angie's List and Zillow. I mean, we're hoping that will be enough of a nuisance that they'll make us go away. We'll see.
Yes, let's do that. Fantastic. Zach, thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
I will lead next. Let's have Bill talk, please. Are you still around?
Yeah,
Billy, yes. I think you also have a very interesting skill set and location and between the US and Latin America. Please go ahead.
Sure. My name is Bill Chico Rivera, and I spend some of my time in Houston, Texas, most of the time in Latin America. I came down to Latin America just a couple of years back after having been in the US probably the better part of 20-something years. My background mostly is in technology. So my background is mostly in software engineering, having led a bunch of teams across companies like Microsoft, Oracle, and then in oil and gas with IBM, doing a lot of projects in IBM Watson, in a lot of the service providers and operators out of Houston. Currently, I'm focusing on on agentically, and basically we're building a platform. Think of it like, I don't know if you're familiar with Perplexity AI, which is basically a new way of searching and finding things, but we are more focused on finding products and services in a natural user interface. And so the way I see Attila helping us a lot is in that you need to gather a lot of information, clean it up, and make it available. And especially for smaller providers that might not have that infrastructure to be able to do that. And so that's where we see Attila playing a big part for our infrastructure. And then we concentrate on the agents and how they make decisions, obviously reasoning and things like that, to be able to move the process along. So that's my background. Hopefully, I'll be able to learn a lot from you guys, since we've been using Attila, like Isaac and Eli and Nabil, and all of you guys have experiences that I probably have to get up to speed with. That's it.
No, definitely, we can learn a lot from you as well with all the experiences you had. Fantastic. Bill, thank you very much. Let's see if Nail, are you here, or is only your Nail, or is only your note taker? Let's see if Nail is here. He sent his AI to record. Okay, that's a good use of it.
I wish I could have.
So I take it he's here in spirit.
He's here in spirit, yeah, represented by his AI. Zach, you wanted to say something?
I was just thinking, I wish as a child I could have sent AI to school for me.
Oh, yeah, I know, that would be cool. At that time, you had to have a twin brother. That was the only way.
That's right.
Okay, so let's see now. Next, let's take then the Eli. Let's have you, please.
Yeah, my name's Eli Devonte. I've been on the internet scene for about 25 years. Started with maintaining servers through to marketing, online marketing, all online based. Eventually now doing business operations. I look at businesses, how they can optimize their processes, which I really enjoy. I found that skill for the last few years, especially being neurodivergent, being dyslexic, etc., and found that I had this skill to be able to look at things and see patterns and etc., which I love a lot. I found recently a love in podcasting. I went for the push. I like promoting people. I like helping people, and that's become very successful because apparently I'm good at sales without selling, I was told. Yes. So I didn't know what they meant to say, because I just love helping people. They said, but that's selling. And I thought, oh, okay. So I've been trying to work on that, being in a situation where I can help as many people as possible, and that's been working really well. Just in the last 6 months, that podcast has had 50,000 downloads. So it's really gone really well. And
sorry. The podcast?
Yeah, it's Diary of an ADHD Strategist.
Oh wow.
Diary of an ADHD Strategist. So basically what it is, I interview neurodivergent entrepreneurs. And from the point of view, the reason why I did that on purpose is because I struggled for many years not believing in myself because I have certain issues. Yep. And then I've accepted my skill set, which is very powerful. You work on what you're strong in and you leave what you're weak in, and you get people to help you with that. And I thought, oh my God, I spent too many years denying myself. And I thought, I don't want anybody else to live like that. So I decided to put a podcast together, not only to help other people who are in a similar position as me, who say, I can't. And I say, you can. You find out what your strengths are and you go with that. Yep. And just like all of us that struggle every day, you can see the people that I interview are successful entrepreneurs. Some of them, make over 100,000. Some of them make over 1 million. But at the end of the day, they have good and bad days. And it's been working. I've had really good feedback. I've been gaining. I feel like I've been going back to university without going back to university, because I get to collaborate with people and get this information right and meet beautiful people at the same time. So it's been going really well, and I just wanted to improve the skill of being able to interact with people and just to engage. And it's part of engaging and selling with people and interacting and putting teams. I'm a team player too, so I'm very good with teams, sorting things out from there. And I wanted to work on those skills. I'm not good as a loner. I hate it. I hate the isolation. I like to be part of a collective. I've always worked better that way. I think everybody's always got something to bring to the table. Everyone's got a particular skill set. And when you put everything in the pot, we all go very far. That's how you go
Indeed.
forward in life.
And
Eli,
Eli,
that's incredible. I'm sorry, Mohammed.
no, Zach. This is we have a very nice group of people, and before Zach, I went into his podcast because I'm also sort of an autist. We're all autists to a certain degree, or how you call it, neurodivergent.
Yeah.
And also, just to remind every one of us, we are all in different locations and different specialities. So, Eli, you're in London,
I am.
UK. Is that correct?
Yeah. I'm between London and Slovakia, but I'm mainly in London.
London and Slovakia. Zach is in Georgia, Atlanta. Bill, you said
Normally.
Houston, Texas. Is that correct, Bill?
Houston, Texas, and also Latin America, mostly in
And
Ecuador, Colombia, and stuff like that.
Ecuador, Colombia. Very good. So that's good for our
Lucky
coverage.
Lucky man. All that sun.
Yeah. Slovakia is not bad. Huh? It's also nice.
It's beautiful. I'll tell you what, in Slovakia, it's one extreme to another, because when it's cold, it's -20.
Oh,
But there's a but. But you get the snow, and it's a different type of cold, right? But when the summer comes, it's mid-30s. It's beautiful.
Wow.
And what's the most important thing in Slovakia is around about 85% of the time, blue skies. The sun.
Oh, that's amazing.
To feel the sun, you know. In London, oh my God, it's depressing.
Your background.
It's always cloudy. It's always cloudy.
Even your background is cloudy. Like,
you know
why
that?
you put that background?
look behind me. It's raining.
But is that a real background? No, it's always raining.
It's not. No. It's an AI background. When I'm in London, it rains. When I'm in Slovakia, it's sunny.
Excellent, man. Thanks, Eli. And we have to make a party in London. Zach, I cut you off. Please go ahead.
No, that's okay. I just wanted to tell Eli how much I appreciate what he is doing. I went to the bathroom so I could show. This is my ADHD prescription.
Wow.
I take basically it's a generic Adderall. I used to, when I was in my 20s and 30s, I made fun of people that gave their children the ADHD medications because I thought it was silly. And then when I got a little bit older, the doctor told me, not only does your son have ADHD, I can tell from just sitting here with you that he got it from you.
That's your fault. Your fault.
Man.
So I got taken to school by the doctor. And now I take medications for my ADHD so that I can think clearly and have a conversation.
That's amazing.
Well, listen to the podcast because you'll find that there's some natural medication you can take. So have a look. I've got approximately 60 podcasts. Have a look for the list and you may find something for you to help you.
I'm going to
also
love
there is and there is the human medication. Eli himself is a medication.
And Mohammed is actually in one of the podcasts. So if you go way back, you'll find Mohammed there.
One of the first
in the podcast too.
Cool. It's good we're not too many people, so we can spend more time learning about each other. Let's go the next one. Nabil, Mr. Nabil. So Nabil is a brother from here, from Mauritius. So please give us some Mauritian vibes.
Yes, sir. Okay, so I'm Nabil. I'm based in Mauritius, and actually, Mohammed and I, we meet not that often, but we actually collaborate on some projects here locally. And he talked about Ortila, and here we are today. My background is, for the past 6 years, I've been a Salesforce engineer. I'm a Salesforce developer, and I've been involved in numerous projects across Europe, mainly for big banks like ING, AXA Bank, so on and so forth. And so that's my background. And also, when I started this year, I wanted to do something a little bit different. I think the work that I was doing was a bit too formulaic. I mean, after 6 years of integrating and implementing solutions for clients on the Salesforce platform, becomes a bit stale. So I was actually looking for ways where we can use Artila or use any software or use any sort of big automation platforms to help our clients, my clients, with some of the automations that are, let's say, not limited by Salesforce, but something where they'll have more control. So that's the reason why Artila fits well in this kind of context. So yeah, I'm looking forward to collaborating with Mohammed on some of the projects, but also to learn from you all. I believe that, like everyone mentioned, we've got different backgrounds. We are from different part of the world, and we've all got our own experiences. And I really like the fact that I was expecting this meeting to go a bit more, business and tech and all, but just the fact that we are all talking about stuff that really matters. For example, what you said, Eli, it's very inspirational. And to be honest, I'm on your podcast right now and I'm subscribing. I mean, I'm not diagnosed with anything, but my wife usually tells me, I think you've got some problem with your attention span, so maybe you've got ADHD. I don't know. I won't self-diagnose myself, but no.
Do you know what she's saying to you? She says, "I want more attention." That's all she's saying to you.
Yeah, but I'm delighted to be part of this call, and hopefully I'll have the chance to learn from your experiences and also learn from your expertise in your respected field. And I'm very happy to be on the call, really.
Thanks, Nabil. And with Nabil also, we have the opportunity to work physically on the AI servers, on the AI automation servers. So setting up the servers and stuff. So he will be more and more involved in the hardware as well and the software.
Yes.
Thanks, Nabil.
Thank you, Nabil. Thanks a lot, Nabil. Really appreciate you. Yeah.
And let's move on with, we still have a bit of time. So Olayemi, are you online?
Yes, please keep me a bit. I'm in another meeting trying to round up.
No worries. So maybe we can, if you have anything to publish, we will share it later on.
Thank you.
Yes, no problem. Saleh, jump in. So Saleh is part of our team. He's also a very interesting case like us. He has his own stories. Saleh, do you want to come on video or you want me to do a quick introduction for you? Please don't be shy. I think maybe he doesn't have a microphone. Saleh, you can drop a message on the chat as well. No. Yes, you're preparing. Some issues with the mic. Okay, do you want to pass or you want to take a few seconds to set up the mic? Yes, sure, no problem. We will introduce Saleh, but let me introduce the team that you guys haven't met. So unfortunately, Honoré is having an exam, and it's an exam on AI and machine learning. So he's really busy with that as well. And Tariq, one of our co-founder and also the main developer behind Artila, he's from Morocco. So Honoré is from Rwanda, right now studying in France. Saleh is from Yemen, right now in Moscow, in Russia. And then Tariq is from Morocco, Rabat. And then we have also in our team Roberto, who is from Valencia, Spain. And that's the bulk of the team. We have also Eric in Rwanda, who will join us soon. So let's move on the next step. I will just share again my screen to remind myself, and then we can have a good 15 minutes for questions and answers. Is my screen popping up? Eli, do you see something?
Yes, I can see that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's see here. So I didn't want to make too much information and too much text, but this is the first idea we had because we are starting this program. And we were thinking maybe we can take December to do the onboarding with each one of you guys, each AI agent, master agent, and regular agent. We have different things that we can do together. So we will send you links for individual sessions on Zoom or Google Meet. And then we may have some group sessions if we see that there is some interest around one geographic area. Let's say we have enough people around Atlanta or Houston or Texas. We could set up some group sessions in December. So in December, we continue the warm-up between us, and we do individual sessions where we take your feedback. And then also we start to do the setups for December. So Zach, you already have a WordPress website, but in case you need some of the new functionalities that we have, I will be showing some stuff right now. We can assist you guys with installing the easy digital download licensing plugin for WordPress that works very well with the standalone software, so that any standalone software that you build up, you can charge for it with the one-time payment, subscription with Stripe, and so on. And also, we will be sharing with you the marketing visuals and marketing materials if you want to join the marketing side. So that's the idea for December, really continuing to know each other and doing the little setups between us. And then in January, and this is also where, Zach, you're ahead of us, and this is also what we have done in Mauritius with Data In Fact, is that we want to guide you guys as to what we should do first in this program from the mistakes and the early successes that we have had ourselves. So what we noticed that was really important is that each one of us, if we could come up with a master data set, like one data set that we can kind of become the specialists in this data set. So for example, in Mauritius, we figured out that nobody had an API and everybody needed data from the company register, where all the companies are incorporated to get the directors, the shareholders, how many companies from this month, this week. Nobody had that data. So what we've done is that we used Artila to scrape the whole directory of companies. And now we have data, and that becomes our master data set around which we are building services and added value. So we find that very useful, and we want to accompany you guys into finding your own master data set. So that could be a data set. Anwar was supposed to join the call, but I think he was not able. But it could be like a data set about immigration services or about databases of doctors of a specialty. And nobody has a directory or data set about that specialty in that area. And then we want to accompany you with the tech team to scrub the data, to identify the data set first, then scrub the data, and then organize it. So that would be for January. And in January, if we have enough time, then we can also look at the lead generation. And lead generation, I can show you something that is still in progress. We will need another month to finish it and make it usable for you guys. But I think here, it's a project that we are doing for a USAID project. We're helping Central Asian companies from Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, and Uzbekistan to find businesses abroad. So they don't have the means to do marketing and paid marketing. So we used Artila. We developed a couple of bots. And Zach, you are already doing that with the Google Maps bot. So we have like 3, 4, no, here we have 5, 6 bots that are working behind the Google Sheet. So right now we just have a Google Sheet as a dashboard, but it could be a SQL database with a web interface that we can build later. But this is what we want to share with you as a template and as a methodology to do mass scrapping of data and leads, but also to organize them better and then follow up with the outreach. So we run these bots that go on Trustpilot and get us, for example, for this particular company, they sell raw cotton T-shirts that are of high quality from Uzbekistan, 100% cotton of very high quality. And then we thought, who can buy these polos, hoodies, and T-shirts in big quantity? And we figured out that companies that do printing, print on demand, on T-shirts, on polos, and on hoodies, either for a brand or for a corporate entity for their employees, those are a good client for this company from Uzbekistan. So then we went and we focused on Germany, and we got them all the German companies that have in Google Maps textile drucken. So drucken in German means to print. So print on textile. And we were able to get 2,700 from Trustpilot and more than 500 from Google Map that had that particular keyword and that are in Germany. And then from there, we have some data enrichment bots that either we have the website of the company, and then the bot goes and try to find more emails and find the social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. And also we're grabbing the contact URLs, because we could use the contact URLs with another bot to contact them through the contact URL instead of sending an email. So then that's right now the bots of enrichment, they are running. They're still completing here. We want to reach higher grounds. And then we have this tab for email verification. And again, here it's another Artila bot that takes every email and runs a check with Artila so that we don't even have to pay for email verification. So we have an Artila email verificator that checks the DNS record. If the domain name exists, we ping the address. So we can do a first level of verification. So all these come together in this dashboard. And then our idea is that instead of paying for expensive leads from Apollo.io or the other one, which is ZoomInfo, which is even more expensive, we can use Artila to catch maybe 80% of the potential leads that we want for us or for our clients. And then the remaining 10, 20%, okay, we pay paid services, but at least we save 80%. And this, we want to do it together, guys, so that we can promote you and you promote us. So we want to empower you with a lead generation methodology and a series of bots. And then the next series of bots that will come is about the outreach. So we already have a social connection with LinkedIn that we will share with you guys. We haven't shared it with normal users, but the bot for auto-connect on LinkedIn, but also on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, we're going to do for these main ones. And then we started doing a bot that takes your customer info website and then what they do, and then craft a dedicated message for that company, and then goes to their contact form and submit it. It will not be 100% automated because we believe that it will not be a good representation, but it will be assisting you. It will open the website for you, fill up the form. You get a last look where the AI already filled up, and you can do some amendments, and then you can click send. By doing that, we ensure quality, and still, as a human, I can do between 100 and 150 forms per hour, which is huge. And it doesn't go into the spam because it goes through the contact form. We also have a command with Artila to send emails directly from Artila. So we can verify the email on the fly and send an email with the title and subject directly from Artila. And also we're starting to do a bot to send messages on WhatsApp. We did one that sent about 2,000 messages on WhatsApp, and it was quite successful. We can use WhatsApp API, but also we can use WhatsApp web interface if you don't want to pay for the API. And then later on, we can see how we can leverage the outreach through phone calls. So this is what we've been building, and we want to have it ready for January. And maybe in the question and answer question, you guys can give us some guidance. I'll show you the leads page, and this is where you see all the leads here coming in, and if they were scrapped. And also every bot is leaving a status. Here we got an error on the website. This was scraped. So once it's scraped, we know that we don't have to scrape it again. This was email verified. This is unknown. So all these 5-6 bots are working on this sheet and updating the sheet one by one until we reach the maturity. So this is just an example, and we will share this with you. Let's go back to my slide. So that's the lead generation for January. Master data set, and then lead generation. Let's now cover the ID for February. If everything goes well, and if these first 2 steps doesn't take us too much time, then in February, we were thinking that we can start to work together on that specialty that we chose to get together. Is we can do AI on the cloud. That's not a problem. We have almost all the big AIs integrated with Artila. But maybe together we can go to regulated companies, banks, insurances, medical companies, hospitals, public notaries, law firms, like we are doing here. And Nabil, you know this environment as well. In Mauritius, there is a lot of corporate management companies and fiscal advisors and so on. So we can share with you guys how to set up the hardware. We also have some cards that we can borrow to you guys if you want to try them. Also the software that is needed to run AI locally. We do the tutorials, but also our tech team. So with Honoré, we've done a lot of trial and error here. We can help you set up the local AI like Llama 3.2 on your own computer so that you can also demo it to potential customers and show them that you can use AI without exposing your data. So we will start that in February. And also in February, in parallel, what we find out in Mauritius is that when we go to clients with just custom services, like we come and we say, yeah, we could do almost anything in terms of AI automation and system integrations. It's just like so many things that we have to build on demand and we have to study. So we noticed that actually we need some ready-made stuff. And that's what we are advising here, guys. We go to a client, or when you will go to a client, you need to have some of the ready-made clothes. You want to say custom-made suits, but maybe you want to have some polos and some hats and stuff that we can also sell and get the clients happy while we're building the custom services. So the two types of ready-made products or services that we find easy to do is when you get the master data set, we scrap it, we turn it into a directory or an API, and then this becomes a ready-made data product that you can come and offer to that local market or that niche market. And then we advise you and we want to accompany you to build at least 3 standalone bots that do something. One bot that does this, one bot that does this. Like Zach, you've done probably 4 or 5 bots, I think, 4 or 5 automations that you can sell as a standalone. And here we will help you. Zach is going to list his first standalone and his first automations on our marketplace. But also, Zach, we will help you put them on your own website with your own licensing system. So that's what we will do in February. Help you set up 3 standalones, get them monetized, get them protected with a license, and then get them branded with your brand, if that's what you want. That's February plan. And March, again, if we don't create a bit of delay, then I think it will be the good time to speak about setting up AI and automation services, because that's actually harder. It requires more discussions with the clients. It requires studying their processes with the BPMN and the data structure. So we can look there also at their hardware, their software, and their digital infrastructure. And I made a mistake. I should have removed this. Sorry, let me correct that now. Yes, that's what I wanted to put here. And that's where we can, after this 3-month cycle, we believe that then we can activate the sales cycle, because you will be ready enough. You will have a data set that you're specialized in. You will have few automation and bots. You will have a knowledge of the hardware. You will have a knowledge of the software. By the time you go through this program, you will also gain much more knowledge with Artila, especially with V7.1. We're coming up with some very nice, exciting features that will allow you to customize Artila to your industry in terms of functionalities. So that's the plan. I hope I didn't talk too much, and I'd like to take the remaining to take questions and answers so that we can fine-tune this and make it better for you guys. So we're doing this for you. So please, although it's a guidance based on almost 9 months of experience, we're still open. We want to drive this towards efficiency. So let me stop sharing now and go back to listening to you guys.
Mohammed, I like the way that you structured things and giving us time to actually prepare in each process. I think that's really important, and especially when we're doing it all together and we can adjust things as we go along. And I think instead of trying to go at breakneck speed, going at the right pace, and I believe we'll make the adjustments we need to do, and the community is really important for us to forge forward. So thank you for that. Really appreciate that.
No, pleasure. And this is the learning that we had. We learned it the hard way, because we tried, like, what was the English term you said when we go something neck, full neck? No,
breakneck speed.
Breakneck. Yeah, when you go too fast, you break your neck. Yes. Breakneck speed. We did that in Mauritius, literally. And it's also, it's hard to manage expectations when we are not ready as providers. People get so excited when they hear AI automation. They think, oh, it's going to replace my business and tell me how to run my business. They get very excited too fast. So we also learn to temporize in English, to give a tempo.
Yeah.
And then go bit by bit and provide value ready-made, which is easy. Here is the bot. You just enter data. It gives you an output. Are you happy? Okay, let's talk the next level.
Yeah.
Oh, you need to add some more data to this data that is coming in. Here is another bot, another service that enriched the data. That was much more conductive and conversion friendly for
Yeah.
us.
No, you're totally right. I had a client this morning. I was speaking because a client wanted to do A, B, and C and D, and I said, "Look, simplicity is the key. Let's finish the basics first. Let's get that right. Go to the next step. Get that right, and that's the way to build it. Otherwise, what happens when you start putting all these things into place, and everything goes wrong? You don't know where along the process it has gone wrong because you haven't
That's
taken
right.
the time to study each
That's right.
process. So you're right. Yeah.
And also, we want to equip you with the tools, the sales tools that we developed, and I'm going to show you 2 of them because I forgot that part as well. It was part of the sales. So that's the video we did with Zach. We did a video on the tech stack with Zach, and Zach was saying that this can be a very good entry point to clients for us. Is that we can come and analyze their expenses that they spend every month on software, and then we can show them. We have this Google Sheet Excel template. We will share it with you guys, where we have this methodology. We ask them question: what do you have? How many licenses? How much you pay per month, per quarter? This is how much it costs you per year. And then they are very surprised that we are paying all this every year on software. And then we can tell them, look, we could do some bots that can integrate this and that. You could choose this ERP, and we can help you transition. And then you can bring this down, to almost 90% savings in this particular case, because they had a crazy old ERP that requires a dedicated Azure server. Just the Azure server costs $60,000 a year. Just the server, the hosting. And they couldn't. And the reason why they could not move out is because nobody was able to crunch and repair their data to move to another ERP. But when they saw AI automation, that AI could come in and correct the data and then push it somewhere, they said, now we can consider moving. Now we can consider saving costs. So that's where AI automation on premises, because also they didn't want to share the data outside of their network. So this is a good example. We developed this Google Sheet and an approach that we will share with you guys. And we developed also a web version, which is like a step-by-step form that you come and you fill up the company name, where they are, a small introduction, how many employees they have. This is important because the more employees they have, the more savings we could propose. How many IT staff and developers they have, what kind of certifications they have. So this you can adapt it to your local area in terms of certifications. And then you can go next step. And then with the company, tell them what kind of solution do you think you need? Do you want to work on the ERP, on the CRM, on HR, human resources, RPA, robotics? Do you want us to help you with the hardware? We can advise you at the hardware level, servers, computers. And do you have regulatory software like compliance and so on? So you select this with the client, and then he will walk you through, and the client, through each type of software with the right questions and the right things to input. And at the end, we want to give them a potential saving. And also we collect what kind of ERP they are using right now. And they pay monthly, and they have 250 users, and they pay $29 per month. So they're paying $87,000 per year. Then we go next. Let's do now the CRM. What CRM do you have? Pipedrive. Okay. How much is it? $45. Sorry, $45 is here. How many users you have? 20. And then you pay monthly. This is how much you pay per year. And then we go next. And I'm going to skip this. Up. And then we get a total expenses that they have, the overall yearly costs, and also we want to estimate. We want to get their estimation. How ready do you feel for AI automation? So this is the version, and we will share with you guys the form structure so that you can implement it on your website. So we developed a few things also we shared on your, so when you guys ordered the AiA Agency, you got a license key. And also within that order, there is a download section. We already put some downloads for you. You can download the Excel that I showed you. This Excel is there for download. And also we put for you the presentation that we have so that you can use that material and create your own presentation. It's already on artilla.com/my-account. And then you go into your order and then into files, and you will find those first files. That's where we will put the files for the agents. in the order of the AiA Agency. So this is what I forgot. Let's go back now to the screen. We still have a couple of minutes. Yeah,
Can
I ate a bit.
Can I say that's actually
Please.
very powerful, because I was actually thinking of the spreadsheet you were showing here. It was powerful that you can show a potential client, but to be in a position that you can put them through a wizard, so then they get their real-time data back, that's massive. And what penny dropped for me right there and then, you're not marketing yourself correctly. And what I mean by that, Isaac was saying how the license and everything else and everything's given for you. And I'm going to say this to you, and you're probably going to take this. You've got a business in a box.
Yes,
Everyone
right.
can understand that. If you market yourself saying something like that, because what you've created, you're not really pushing it as it really is. It's a business in a box. If you let people understand that they don't have to have the technical knowledge, whatever, we give you everything, a business in a box, then everybody gets the concept. You're not really, yeah. Isaac was correct. This is massive. And now I've seen this presentation. I get it. With what how much value you've given, you're actually giving a business in a box.
No, you're right.
Please market it from that point of view.
Yes.
And people will get that straight away. Because if someone said to me, it's a business in a box where you get everything together and you could just run with it. Oh, I get what you're saying, but tell me more. I would get it.
Yes, I see what you mean. So the output of this, the idea that what we want you to become, if you want to share that idea, is that after this program or with this program, you can set up your own AI automation agency. That's why we call it the AI automation agency program. To make either to take, we all have agency kind of companies like web agencies, marketing agencies, but then maybe you can also become an AI automation agency. So yes, you're right. So maybe we can coin it differently. AI automation agency, business in a box.
Because you've given us all the tools. You haven't just given us a piece of software. You've actually given us the sales material, the marketing material, the so on and so on. It's a business in a box. You're giving more than just an agency potential.
Indeed, yes.
A business in a box.
Yeah.
And also what we want to share with you guys in this program, that we didn't want to share it with just everyone, because we noticed a lot of niche opportunities with AI and automation. They pop up, we see them. And those opportunities, that's what we want to share with you when we see them, because we are a software provider. We don't want to divert ourselves and try to catch every opportunity that shows in the market, because we want to stay and keep the software good for you guys. But then we thought, shit, we see nice stuff moving away as an opportunity. So that's also what we want to share with you guys. Hey guys, you know, there's this thing that is trendy. There's a demand here. There's no provider that fills that demand yet. Maybe you can do a few automation there and position yourself. Maybe it's a window of 6 months before a big player comes in, but that 6 months, we're alone.
Yeah.
So that's also, we have some business models we will share with you guys that we saw, that you can replicate in your area, in your discipline.
Wow. Business in a box.
Yeah, business in the box. Hopefully we all make some good money. We create some good value for the market.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Amy, we see your face.
Yeah, apologies. I was in another meeting. I was trying to.
No, please. Do you want to take back another 30 seconds and introduce yourself, please?
Yes, please. Happy to meet all of you. I was listening, trying to multitask. You know, men don't multitask that much, but I was trying to listen to the cool story.
Speak for yourself.
I'm speaking for myself, yeah. So thank you, Isaac, Eli, and Nabil, and I've forgotten the agent claim.
Bill.
Thank you.
Bill.
Yeah, I've been in IT for the past 20 years. 15 of them is focused on cybersecurity, and I've been privileged enough to work with different organizations, including the top tech companies like Oracle and AWS. So I got some wings of Attila, like the same thing, AppSumo, and immediately I was hooked because of the way it was designed, and I bought 4 codes back then. I've never really used it, And what I was thinking back then also was what Mohammed was now getting into. So when I joined the meeting the other day and was talking about how they were trying to do privacy assessment, security assessment for an organization, I was like, oh, that is great. That is real compliance, data governance, and what have you. And I was like, wow, I must be in on this on time. And it was really timely. I'm trying to move away from day-to-day work. I still work actively. I was coordinating a meeting for a particular identity project I was on in my office. So I was trying to like, yeah, I need to be able to form my own business going forward, and that is why I'm here. I've been from an auditor to a cloud security to identity and access management person. I've been compliance, privacy, data governance in most of the organizations that I worked across telecom, banking, tech companies, government, and I was part of the, originally from Nigeria. In Africa, Nigeria has the largest identity database, and I was part of the founding member that actually designed the security around that identity database for the entire Nigeria. So I'm still being consulted from time to time on some of those. So it's a good opportunity for me and to be able to jump into that. I worked in Nigeria, moved to the UAE, and I work with across Africa. Mauritius, I was working with some customers in Mauritius as well.
Oh, nice.
My last manager was actually living in Mauritius before he moved to Dubai. Across South Africa, Middle East, I was a security consultant for most of the bigger companies on Oracle Identity and Oracle Database. So before I moved to Canada in 2021, and I left for Amazon briefly, then I'm with the government now in Canada. So
nice.
I see this as an opportunity.
Right now you're in Toronto
as well.
Sorry, Olayemi. Sorry, I cut you, Olayemi.
No, go ahead. No, that's all.
So you're in Toronto? I couldn't hear.
No, I'm in Vancouver.
Vancouver. Vancouver is English speaking?
Yes, completely.
Okay.
It's British Columbia.
Nice. So we have another area to cover. Plus, we have Nigeria as well. We have actually a student that I was following up her thesis. I will introduce her to the program. She's in Nigeria as well.
Oh, that'd be good.
And she will be also doing some Artila development work there. I think it would be nice to link you up with her as well. She's a brilliant lady, and she works in the banking sector.
Oh, fantastic! It would be good.
That
to
would be very nice.
Yeah, last 2 months that was in October. Myself and my other colleague, we created a platform, AiA Box, where we created a platform for people to learn how to really hack and be trained to hack, and a learning platform as well, completely free, so that people can be upskilled in cybersecurity. And we are organizing different events around that as well. So I'm really
please share that. Please share that. We want to promote that, please. We will put it in the video as well. So every one of you guys, your businesses, we will ask you the URLs and the logos, and we will add them post-edit, because I think it's very nice what you're doing, Olayemi, and it's good for mankind. It's good for business.
Thank you.
Thank you. Happy to have you. So let's move into questions and answers. Olayemi, you want to start the question and answer section?
Yeah, as I was listening in, and I really connect with what Eli talked about, and that was business in the box. One of the major challenges that most businesses have is being able to quantify what they have. So that initial assessment is the major gate. Most people don't know where the gap is, what they have, where they are losing, and where they can optimize. So even right now, as a security professional, when I need to talk to business about security, I need to come from that angle of assessment. Like, also, where are we? Where's the gap? What do we need to block? If we don't do that, we're just shooting in the dark. We're not proactive. We're just reactive. And that is what even the CTOs, that's what their problem is. The CIO, that's the major problem. They don't even know how to be able to communicate to the business that we need to do business transformation or digital transformation. And businesses say, I've been doing this for the past how many years? What is wrong with me? Nothing. And by the way, I'm still making money. So why should I change what has not broken? Why should I upgrade this service? Why should I change security? So with this angle, when we come in there with what you've created, which is really valuable, even taking that to the market alone is while apart. Copilot, Microsoft has an entire program of AI readiness for Copilot. It's massive. Some organizations are making money from it.
Got it. Yeah, this is actually what we discovered with a lot of difficulties, and we actually called it first. We call it now the tech stack analysis, and then we call it AI automation readiness assessment. So no, you're right.
Every of them have it, and that is what they encourage their partner to go with the business with. And that is why Microsoft is also short on their go for Copilot, because organizations said we want to do Copilot, but where do I start? They don't know. Where is the saving? They don't know. So Microsoft is not making that money. So they're part of all their Ignite is based on that at the moment, to engage customer, to know where they are and how they can use AI. So you've created a great system. I think it's gonna go well with the market.
Super. We'll share that immediately with you guys. The Excel version is already in your account, and then we will share with you the web version, the wizard. That's the word in English.
Yeah, that's the wizard.
The wizard, yeah. The wizard, yes. Excellent.
Yeah. So,
Amy,
so
thank
your
you for
timeline for, I could say, January, February.
Yeah.
Which is good, by the way. How much effort should we prepare for? Like, okay, 7 hours a week, 40 hours a week, 20 hours a week, to be able to engage on this? That is the major question.
Yeah. So I can answer in two pieces. One is how much time you should allocate to spend with us, with the program and the webinars and so on. So we're planning to have 2 webinars dedicated with the master agents, 2 webinars per month, and 2 webinars that we do as Artila with all the agents. So in total, and then each master agent will have 2 webinars for the agents per month. So let me explain. So if you're a regular agent, that means you will have the opportunity to attend every week 1 webinar of an hour to an hour and a half. Every week, let's dedicate 2 hours to attend our AiA program events. It can be run by Artila directly or by the master agent that is around you to empower you. So every week, 2 hours minimum. Master agents is like double. At least you need to allocate 4 hours of interactions and webinars. This is like just what we do like today. We discuss, we present, we exchange information, we exchange documents and learning. But then you need at least to put double, if not triple that time doing your homework if you want to be successful. I would say if you put 4 hours per week in direct communication with our teams, then put at least another 4 hours developing a bot, working on that presentation, simulating a tech stack analysis in your industry, actually adapting those documentation to your discipline. So let's say 8 hours a week, I think should give some reasonable results already. I know you guys are busy. Most of you are running your own businesses or having a job. So we also were, that's why we kind of spread it over 3 months. We took December for onboarding and then spread it so that you guys can do it as a side activity. Does that answer your question? I think you're mute. Yes, perfect. Perfect. Thank you very much, Olayemi. Anyone want to jump in? I don't know, Eli, if we have the hand raising management thing. We're not so many, so it's very easy.
Nobody's got their hand up at all.
Okay.
You did your
You can
job.
just
You did
pick
what?
up-
Oh, Isaac is
Like,
there.
yeah.
Just a quick hardware question. If
Yep.
I know you've talked a bit about the Llama 3.2 and the capabilities of putting these systems together for clients. are we going to, and I know that I'm going to be focused on just the advisory consulting, not so much on the hardware and some of these other things, but will we be able to help clients, purchase the hardware tools also? And if
Yes.
have a deficiency?
Yes, exactly. That's part of the hardware knowledge that we will share with you. Let me show you an early version of what we're preparing. I'm trying to pull. Okay, so I'm going to share again my screen because this is also something I forgot. And thank you, Zach, for highlighting it. So we've done a study. Do you see my screen?
Yes.
So we studied all the graphic cards and their power in terms of GPU, RAM, T-flops, CUDA. We will explain all this to you guys. Why GPUs and what they do, because at least you need to know the keywords, Zach, even if you're not technical, but you need to be able to explain why a normal server that is just with the CPU cannot hold the AI well, because it's more GPU. And what do you have in a GPU? What are the main functionalities? So we measured all the cards that are available in the market with how much power they have, so that we can advise the companies depending on the number of employees they have, depending on if they are doing AI generative text or images or videos. We will be able to advise them not just in buying the hardware, but buying the most cost-efficient hardware. Right. Because we want them to save on the hardware as well. So this is not yet fully ready to be shared with you guys. We need to, so we have the GPUs, but also we are doing the same with motherboards to build servers. So we will have regular gamer cards and professional cards, and also all the motherboards and processors that are the best price for the best quality for AI that we can offer and even set up. Some of you have the technical skills to set up that server on the existing network. So this is also part, and that's why we will cover it in February, March when we do the AI hardware. But yes, Zach, there will be a business level knowledge that you will get, and you will see it's really nice. Now what is interesting, Zach, is that for you as a sales guy or as a business advisor, I think if you had on your own laptop or computer, and I think you travel a lot, so there is a way to have a powerful graphic card plugged into your laptop. Because once you show them something that looks like ChatGPT, but is running on your laptop without internet, and you tell them, look, this is already available, it's running on my graphic card, I'm not compromising any of my data. Their eyes, their eyes, they change color almost. They shine. Yeah. They say, really? Because you make it real. You're literally making real. And I think this is also the thing that we want to share with you guys, is that we're talking about technology. We're talking about a very disruptive technology. And I think the best way to sell it is to be a human to human. We go to the people who say, hey, look, I'm using it. It's in a box, right? So business in a box, AI, but also AI in a box. I come with the business in a box, the AI in a box, and the automation in the box.
Do you see the power in that? Just saying that people get it.
Yes. Yeah. So that's Isaac. That's an investment.
Sorry. Back to the statement that AiA made when he was introducing himself, that he has the capability to sell without actually selling.
That's the most dangerous salesman. He's going to sell you ice cream to the Eskimos. And tell them this is because of global warming. Yes. No, just to come back to the point, and thank you, Olaimi. Zach, I think it's a $500 investment for you, because you can buy this, they call it external GPUs. But it will take you so much further in selling the vision. Because I think at the business level people, what we got as a feedback from the companies we met is that they told us, hey, Mohammed and team, you know why it has not worked for us? We tried implementing AI, we tried to implement automation. They bought UiPath, they bought Power Automate, they bought very expensive automation softwares, and they have between 0 and 1 automation running. Like this is literally the average, between 0 and 1. Because with UiPath and some others, when you do a bot and you want to run it unattended, you have to pay $5,000 a year per bot. So after they create the first bot, they say, no, I don't create another bot. So that's why with Artila, we removed that fee because we don't want it to cloud the creativity. So you can create and run as many bots as you want. We don't severe that's running. So that's important for us to show to client, because otherwise they say, yeah, automation, but then each bot is going to cost me a bomb. No, there is a way to do it, and you can run it every day, 24 hours a day without extra costs.
So can I just say, so
yeah,
the restriction just comes down to their hardware from their
Yes.
point of view. So if they're willing to, and obviously with the comparison that you have with the costs that you went through the wizard, that would
Yep.
show it's worth them investing in the hardware. But other than that, it's just our time that they're paying for, which
That's right.
significantly
That's
saves
right.
it.
And even sometimes they just want you to tell them which hardware should I buy, because we have our procurement department, we have our IT departments. They just want somebody external who is able to articulate the vision around AI and automation for their business. So sometimes we just give them how you call it, BOM, bill of material, BOM, and that's part of our delivery. So we give you process analysis, a list of hardware that is the best suited for your business, and then we let them and they implement. And what they told us, Eli, I think it's very important for you guys to learn this, is that when we were asking them why you tried, you put money on it and it didn't work, and they say because we implemented it as an IT project, and actually it's not an IT project. It's a strategic decision level. It's a strategic DNA of the business. It's a strategic decision at the DNA level of the business. That's where AI and automation should be. And they're right. Because if you don't change the whole, in 5 years, you'll be out of the picture if you don't adopt AI and automation. So it's really like very critical. So it has to come at the strategic level of the management. And then we bring the IT team and we bring them together, because often they don't speak the same language. Like Olayemi, you were saying, the IT teams, they're already overloaded. The last thing they want is a change in software, hardware, or infrastructure, because they're afraid of how much customer support they're going to get internally. So most of the things we have done is bringing the IT and the management together around our cost saving. And then there is one critical person that glues everything together, is the accountant.
Exactly. The CFO. So
the CFO and the
that's
financial
major
guy.
task.
Yeah, and that guy is expense revenue. And like what we've done with Zach, when we come and say, you're going to save 50% out of what you do, you can put it back in this development, means it's technically free cost. And then they come back, they say, oh, so I don't have to sell an expense. I just have to sell a reallocation of budget. And the budget, we already have it. That's much easier.
And sometimes,
So once we, yeah.
I was just going to say,
please.
sometimes the tax credits even pay for part of that.
Indeed, and that's a big thing in Mauritius, because in Mauritius the government has done fiscal incentives for AI development. So if you buy hardware for AI, you get 25% refund from the government on AI hardware, and they give 90% refund on any training about AI. So a lot of our companies, that's what we want to do, is we want to provide them trainings on AI, get the knowledge, and then they get refunded. So fiscal incentives, development incentives. Olayemi, there's a ton of projects in Nigeria and in Africa, because I was living in Rwanda 3 years, managing a project for the German cooperation. And before that, I was with the United Nations in Rwanda as well. They put a lot of money in training small and medium businesses and companies to transform digitally. So this knowledge that we're sharing with you, you can go to these development companies and tell them, I can train, equip, and give business in a box to entrepreneurs in developing countries so that they can benefit from AI and automation to boost their competitivity.
Sounds wicked, isn't it?
Eli, I'm a student.
They get it, right? You've walked through the door and they get it straight away.
Master Eli.
Yeah. That's really great. I like that. At the same time as well, one of the things you touched about in the previous call was the data privacy and what we call localization, and also data residency in Africa is stronger, especially in Nigeria. The banking industry cannot do anything outside. They can't host most of the things on the cloud. So you can imagine bringing an AI solution into their own data center.
Yeah, it's huge.
They've got infrastructure already. They've got everything, and they are the largest. You can imagine a bank or a telecom company the smallest telecom company is servicing 40 million subscribers.
No, definitely. And you know, the way we designed this AI automation program is that it can work even in the most restrictive environments, like we know in African countries. Because like you said, it's much harder to sell a product in a landlocked African country. Like let's say take Lesotho, take Rwanda, take Burundi. You know, they don't have ports and seaports, and even to get the hardware is hard. So we design our program so that we can go, some young people can go, and we have a portable AI server. We go to a bank in Kigali, we go to a bank in Lagos, we sit down with them, their data in the machine, we crunch it, we give back the data, we remove the hard disk, and we go. We design it in that way so that we could go anywhere. So if we can sell it to a landlocked country in Africa or a sea-locked country in like in Mauritius, then in the US, in Europe, it's so much easier because we trained in the hard environment. And you're right. So my experience in Rwanda is that, and unfortunately, it's counterproductive for our countries because sometimes they don't have the data centers, they don't have the digital infrastructure that we would have in America or Europe, but they localize the data, and it makes the local companies pay more money and have less income. So, for example, for Rwanda, any public company, they must host everything on a Rwandan server.
Mm.
So therefore, AI automation on premises is the only thing that they can do. So just for your information, guys, and more private companies in the West, in England, in France, in Germany, they're also actually doing data localization. They just don't say it openly, but it's in the EU, it's in North America, but they're also doing some zoning of data.
Yeah,
Because the security benefits, right?
Sorry?
Because of the security benefits, or
So first, protecting your own citizens' data. Like if you're the American government, you don't want that SSN, social security numbers, private data can be hosted outside of America. It's already a risk just for your nation. So that's the first thing. And then regulators, financial regulators, medical regulators, they don't want the patient's data to be anywhere out of control.
Yep.
And sometimes they even restrict it to be self-hosted in that regulated company. So that's why we turned our program into on-premises, because we believe that the regulations are only going harder. They're not going softer.
Yep.
They're going harder.
Yep.
So if the regulation is going harder, let us be ready for the hardest environment, which is on-premises.
Yeah, to support what you said, I currently work with the government in British Columbia. We cannot host any of our data, citizen data, outside of North America. And even if you're an employee and you're traveling out of North America, you need to get clearance to actually have access to some of the data.
Yeah,
So,
and I imagine you get a VPN and all these things to secure the line.
Exactly. So, and you must, even with that, you must be authorized to go, because we in security are going to flag it that you're actually connecting outside of the region.
Yes. No, that
Even
makes
sometimes some data you cannot connect to it outside of British Columbia. You cannot connect from it from
Yes,
Alberta.
you're right. You're right. So I think the right word is jurisdictions, because you may say United States of America, but there's 51 jurisdictions.
Yeah.
And the state may have rules that the federal government doesn't have, and it's probably the same in Canada.
Yes. Yeah. So that data privacy and residency, it's more important now than ever.
Yeah.
Because everybody is saying that a lot of, since most people are started working in hybrid, some people copy data out and then it ends up somewhere else. And the government is trying to build trust with most citizens. They don't want to be the source of data leakage.
No, it's understandable, and I think it's a big opportunity for us. We know that it's going that way. We know that it's more difficult, but I think if we take the pain, we can position all ourselves in this avenue. And sorry, I diverted again the discussion. There's so much knowledge we want to share with you, so this is just the first call. But a lot of these things we will have more deeper discussions, and actually we can set up specific subject matter discussions like compliance, data compliance, or data localization and compliance. We could have a session just on that. If you guys think it's useful, we could have a session just on the hardware, networking hardware, and stuff like that. So please throw suggestions by email or in the chat, and we will come to those. But Olaimi, that was a very good series of questions. Thank you. We're just 6 or 7 of us now. Maybe we can take another few questions. Eli, do you have questions of your own, or of some things that you're already projecting in your mind?
No.
No?
The community
Bill?
has done really well.
Bill?
Sorry, I had to jump off a little bit because I had some other meeting starting at 2 p.m. my time. But
Yeah, of
I
course.
was listening in, and everything sounds really good. And I like the way that you set up the program. I think it's more practical in terms of really just getting people with the right examples, with the right scenarios in a very logical fashion. Because I think one of the biggest problems, that, like as we talked before, having even been on some of these big AI projects, mainly in the US, with some of the big financial and oil and gas companies, is that what people are realizing is that they're spending a lot of money on it and not getting the returns that they need. So I just think that the way that you guys have done it is more practical. The upfront costs, I think, are more reasonable, and people get to see what they're getting into. Whereas is most of the projects, I think, when you start looking at the AWS projects and some of these that I participated on the last couple of months, they're just really just doing projects for projects, and then at the end of the day, they try to then kind of like analyze at the end of the projects, and then it just never moves it forward. So I think you guys have actually approached it in a better way. So I think
Yes,
I like what I'm
thank you.
saying. Thanks. Yeah.
Thank you. Go ahead, Zach. Thank you, Bill.
Just a quick question, and I apologize. I didn't mean to cut you off, sir. But the one thing that I have gotten started to get a little bit concerned about is, like, I enjoy working with Honore so much. She's incredible, and I feel like we're going to need to have more Honores. So we are, and I know that you
Yes.
guys are working on training other developers for the in-house team, but I would love to hear more about bringing on more people, I guess, under you and under Honore to work on the actual development when we do find opportunities.
No, definitely. And there are 2 avenues of development at this level here, Zach, is that on our side, we're also looking at training and getting some talented young people into this field. And we, from our relationships in Rwanda and that program that I told you, that they train African developers. So we're already looking at that to build a team around Honore and me and Tariq. Tariq also in Morocco has opportunity to have some Moroccan developers. So we're doing some like student training relationships to have the next generation of developers. But also in the community of Artila, there is probably more than 100 hardcore developers in the Artila community that we can pull and bring them in.
Wonderful.
To do hardcore developments. Yeah, we have server engineers, we have people who do Python, JavaScript, Node.js. So once we have an opportunity, we will leverage both avenues. We will make a call to the community in Artila who are developers, and we will make a call to all the developers that we have in our network.
That sounds great. Thank you, sir.
Pleasure. I think everybody got an opportunity to ask questions. Nabil, do you have any question? Are you still there?
No, yeah, I'm still here. I was more listening to what everyone had to say. I don't have any particular questions, so I'm just.
So Nabil is a software engineer as well, by the way.
Yes, I wear many hats: Salesforce consultant, Salesforce engineer, but also I don't think I've said it before, but I'm also the co-founder of a startup, Fresh Startup, which is a platform where entrepreneurs, early stage entrepreneurs, wannabes, or entrepreneurs who've got an idea and don't know where to start, to sort of guide them through tailored content. And we're building it, and we did our first beta testing today, actually. So, and obviously, I was responsible.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. We're still
Can we share?
Stage. Pardon?
Can we share the link? Can we share the link to your website?
I mean, I can share the link, of course.
I mean, is it too early to make it public, or is it public?
It's still at the early stage, but definitely, I think we'll have the chance to catch up later on, and by then I think I'll be more willing to give the public link, and we don't have one yet. We're still on the testing environment. But yeah, it was interesting today, and obviously we've spoken with Mohammed because we've got a block on the application where we leverage some sort of AI automation, and what better tool to consider than Ortila. So there's a lot of stuff going on, and yeah, so looking forward. And I don't have any particular question for today's session, but yeah, just wanted to
Excellent.
share with you.
Thank you, Nabil. I have one last question, and I know that every time we're over time. But guys, is there a moment in the week? Is there a day in the week and an hour that is most business friendly for you guys? Because I know that many could not make it today, and we want to. Maybe we can do a survey. Maybe we will launch a survey on school or something.
I'm quite cool with the time you're doing at the moment. I don't know about anybody else. Days of the week, Mondays and Tuesdays aren't good for me, but anything beyond that, I can be flexible with.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, Isaac.
Wednesday or Thursday is probably better for me, but
Okay.
the time's good.
And lunchtime is good for the East Coast, you think, Zach?
Yeah, the 1 Eastern for me was perfect. The time of day was perfect. That Fridays are often travel days for me.
Okay, got it. So we'll consider that. And then we also have our Asian brothers and partners. They are now sleeping. We need to consider that. We have 3 or 4 in Asia. So maybe at term, we will have 2 time zones schedules so that we don't disturb too much. But thank you. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, everyone. If we have everything, yeah, Eli has shared the link.
Yeah.
I will be sharing.
Yeah, someone was asking, so I've shared it, so you got it there.
Yeah, perfect.
Sorry
We will be
interrupt you,
sharing.
Mohammed. Can you hear me?
Nabil.
I just wanted
Yes,
to
Nabil.
say, maybe one day we should do a session in Mauritius, so we invite everyone and they can
No,
come.
definitely, guys.
Mauritius
You should
and then-
come and visit Mauritius. It's such a
Yeah.
beautiful island. We can have fun, do business, eat well, and go to the beach. The
Oh,
beach is
yeah.
right here.
Or we can do all of the above while at the beach. We can eat.
While at the beach, and we have the
That
Wi-Fi.
sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Are you perfect?
Zach had the fireworks background. That was cool. How did you do that? Okay, superb. Thank you guys for your patience. Thank you for joining this program early when we don't know yet everything we have. But like you said, Eli, we have a AI automation business in a box. Let's build it and fine tune it together and bring it to the world.
Sounds great.
Guys,
Sounds good.
if every-
Thanks.
if every-
All right.
Nice to
Amazing.
guys.
Yep.
Take care.
Mohammed, one
take it away.
comment
yes,
is
yes, who's speaking? Bill,
how
yes.
can it be faster than the number of months?
How to make this program faster?
Yes.
That's a good question. Let's look at it. And maybe for those who want to go faster, we can have like an accelerated pace. But we take this suggestion, definitely, Bill.
Yep.
Especially, Bill, you're already at the tech level and knowledge, you're already ahead. So maybe we can
Yep,
jump
yep.
straight to
Sure, yeah. So I was going to say the same thing. So definitely, if we can speed it up, that'd be great.
Sure, yeah. For the tech guys, I think we can speed it up because you don't need much hardware and software and network introduction.
That'll be great.
That'd be good.
Cool.
Thanks.
We will create a fast-paced group in that case.
Thanks.
Or 2 tracks and level. One for the some call it acceleration for sales guys. Sales guys are not going to go too deep into technical. They just want to
Okay.
take the box and just go out there and start spreading the word. While the other guys who just want to get their hand dirty can take time and they're doing stuff, but at the same time, the 2 tracks
I
work.
got it.
Like, yeah, this is a sales track and this
Yeah.
is a technical track.
It's a good point. And also some people, they can be on both track because they have a bit skills in both sides.
Exactly. Like someone like me, I've done both sides, consulting and also technical. So I can say, yeah, I'll join both. Thanks.
Superb. Thank you guys very much. Thank you, Zach, for making the time. And we'll see
Good
you
to
on
see you,
the next.
gentlemen.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Good flight back.
Bye-bye.
Everyone,
No.
enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you again.
Bye-bye.
Eli, thank you again
Take
for
care.
helping.
My pleasure.
Sure.
Bye-bye, everyone.